Hello and welcome to All Systems Go. We're starting a new campaign this week. The campaign will be Humblewood by Hit Point Press, which is a D&D 5e campaign system. Um and we won't do character introductions today. Well, we will, but more complicated than normal. So I guess I will just jump into it, play some music, and read us a multiple paragraph thing.
Oh my gosh.
The earth beneath Leia felt unusually warm. She reached down to confirm and pulled back in pain immediately. Her feathers were seared slightly. The season has been unusually dry, but this was a frightening temperature. After a closer look, it seemed like the ground was glowing. Crack! Leia's eyes went to the sound. The large tree she'd played in as a child had fallen, and smoke rose from its remains. Go! Hermione yelled, and she listened, rushing towards home. Get to them before. Suddenly, flames burst forth, traveling at an unearthly velocity towards Leia's perch. Her perch meant the world to her, but in the vast expanse of the wood, it was small and unimportant. Too insignificant for a perch guard outpost of its own. Her heart tightened, knowing the remote settlement wouldn't be warned in time and that aid would not be close by. Leia's hands began to move without thought as she whispered the words of her grandmother. It wouldn't be enough, but she wouldn't be able to live with herself if she didn't try. When taught to her, the spell was meant to help farms through rainless seasons. It wasn't intended to be used defensively. Droplets of a lost cause formed between her fingers. Conjured water fell to the ground, evaporating as soon as it hit the steaming forest floor. As she concentrated, a strong warm gust touched Leia's face. It's Altus, it must be, Leia thought. The amaranthine of storms was bringing rain to quench this hateful wildfire. She looked to the sky, frantically searching for more signs of changing weather. Barely able to register what she saw, her arms dropped to her sides in defeat. Flying balls of fire were filling up the sky. A swarm broke off, heading in her direction. Leia sank to her knees, hoping with her last thoughts that someone would save Humblewood before it all burned. And that will transition us
I thought this was a
to.
happy
Yeah,
campaign.
I
No,
don't know
it's
what I expected, but that was not that.
that was the trick. That will transition us to Ori, who is reflecting on a vision that he was given a couple weeks ago of Leia and her final thoughts and feelings. Ori, would you please introduce yourself and kind of describe what you're doing on the road to the edge of the forest?
Yeah, definitely. So, my name is Ori Whitewing. I am a large Strig, which is the owl folk of the bird folk. So I am a barn owl, mostly white feathers with sort of mottled tan as well as dark spots. Um, my full name is Ori Whitewing. I have, I think, slightly lighter coloring, slightly more pale, snowy coloring than your average barn owl. And so I am traveling because I am a sort of a woodsman and a wanderer, and I make my home in the forest for the most part. I stay away from civilization, but I have also been strangely receiving these visions as of late. And I think they've become slowly more and more dire as time has gone on. And Ori, I know about the wildfires since kind of the forest is my home, but I don't usually venture. I usually only venture to the edge of the forest. I don't go too far, um, because there's other humble folk who kind of are more patrol and like take care of that situation. But now that I've had this vision, I feel sort of personally like I must be personally involved somehow. So I'm making my way over towards the edges of the scorched grove.
Perfect. As you are making your way, you kind of look to your side and see your traveling companion who you picked up along the way. Mungojerry, would you please describe yourself and why you joined Ori?
Hello. I am the Gallus, Mungojerry Corriefeather, bard extraordinaire, and a veritable rooster of many years. I'm now in the steady uncle grandpa age, uh, uncle grandpa phase of life, and yeah, I feel like Mungojerry is a Gallus of the world. He wanders around, and I think he's coming from um Marshview, and which is kind of like an outsider town, and he's coming through the forest, and he's, wandering along the way, um singing to himself. He's a kind of golden colored rooster with a little bit of white in his feathers because he's older. So I think with Ori, essentially, Ori, do you think you see Mungo first? Because Mungo would be probably singing,
I
like,
think I hear Mungo first.
I've
I'm
been a
traveling.
wild rover for many years a year.
And Ori's kind of I mean, I sigh to myself a little bit. Like, I have met and walked with Mungojerry many times. He is a traveler just like I am, and we've crossed paths. The wood is only but so big. And I've tried to tell him that maybe singing in the middle of a forest by yourself is not the best idea when you're
And I
traveling alone.
spent all me money on whiskey and beer.
But it never works. So I feel very protective of Mungojerry when I do find him. He's a strange rooster who refuses to be in the canopy and must walk wherever they go, and just so I join them for their walks, and I help. I like to pretend that I help to keep them safe, at least. Who knows? We can decide later if that's actually happened or not. Yeah, so I think Ori stumbles upon Mungojerry and is kind of like, just, hail, friend, Mungojerry. It's been a while since I've heard your songs shivering the leaves.
Do you feel like I feel like you scare me. Like, I feel like I'm
Oh,
like, and
probably.
now I'm returning.
This is part of the ritual. I come out of the forest with no awareness on your part.
And I'm like, Ori, is that you?
Oh, yes,
Ori,
Mungojerry,
my
it's
lad,
me.
Ori. Ori, it's just you. Oh, well, come down here, lad.
Yes,
Where
of
I can,
course.
I'm like trying to give you a hug. I feel, or what passes as a birdfolk hug.
Or
I
he
guess,
gives you a
yeah, the
little
Gallus are
one-armed,
shorter,
one-winged
right? So
hug.
you're like,
Yeah, I'm one of the taller bird folk, so I'm
I am
definitely
not a
larger than you.
tall chicken. But that does not stop me. I hop up onto a little rock. And I just I'm like, come here, my lad, and I give you a big old hug.
I think the
Um,
Gallus can like fly up in the air a little bit too, right? So maybe you
yeah.
like
Like, I
burst
do a hop hug.
Yeah.
Witching.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, and I think uh the Gallus are naturally very community oriented, and Ori is like a loner, and that kind of, worries Papa Mungojerry a little bit. So whenever he sees Ori, he's like, gotta give him some like
The
familial
reverse
contact.
worries Ori about
Yeah.
Mungojerry, because he's like, "What is this chicken doing by himself?"
And I'm
And
like,
Ori's
what's
like,
this?
"I'm fine."
Like, what is this owl doing by himself with no family? I should entertain and accompany him for as long as he
For
needs.
my benefit.
Yeah, for your benefit. You're like protecting me, and I'm protecting you.
From loneliness, from the great
Yeah,
danger that is
I'm
loneliness.
emotionally protecting you, and you're like
Yeah.
physically protecting
I'm
me.
like steering you away from dangers subtly, and you're sort of keeping me company. No, yeah, I
Yeah,
imagine it's mostly Mungojerry talking Ori's ear off or singing
yeah.
to Ori. And frankly, Ori is totally fine with this. He has no problems. Otherwise, he would just not kind of make himself known. to Mungojerry if we wanted to avoid him. But
Yeah.
Perfect. As you make your way, I assume you're coming from like Alderheart or somewhere like that.
Yeah. Like passing through the middle
Which
of
is
the
like
wood.
the capital. So you're passing through the wood, making your way to the edge, towards the scorched grove, which sits on the kind of west side of the main forest. Um, and I think you decide Meadowfen would be a fine place for you to kind of camp out, see if anybody has heard anything. Um, maybe play at a local tavern. I don't know if Mungojerry is about that. But
Mungojerry is 100% about that.
perfect. You make your way to the sleepy little town of Meadowfen. It is maybe more of a village than a town. It's pretty small. There's like a quaint little like bed and breakfast kind of deal that you can stay at, and they know. I think both of you probably. As
I actually don't know if Ori's been
oh, okay,
maybe he like once or twice, but he really stays pretty strictly to the forest.
okay.
Meadowfen's surprisingly far out of the forest.
How do you think I got you there so far? How did why do you
What do
think
you?
you went this far? I guess is my
Oh, because I'm trying to get to this. Like I'm investigating the area around the Scorched Grove,
okay.
so Meadowfen is close,
Closer.
and they might know something about this person whose memory. Do I know the person's name, or do I just have their vision?
I mean,
It's a good question.
you. Let's say you know the person's name. You
What was
like
it again, so I can write it down?
Leia. Leya. Leia. I think the way that the vision manifests, maybe like you kind of share the memories of like are like inhabit this person, or feel like you're inhabiting this person, um,
Yeah.
and like experiencing their life through their eyes. Um, so you wouldn't know her name, like it wasn't said to you, but you like know it innately.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I think I'm trying to find out more about her specifically too.
Perfect. Um, as you kind of approach Meadowfen, you can see there's like as the sun kind of sets, and it starts to get darker, you notice there's like a plume of black smoke that kind of like blots out the setting sun. To the northwestish.
In Meadowfen or
No, like away from like you can
past
see, yeah,
Meadowfen?
past the Meadowfen.
Oh,
Bless my
Mungo
feathers.
Jerry. This is a
That
bad
can't be
sign.
good. Well, quick now. Let's go see what they know in Meadowfen.
Yes.
That's where we are.
Yeah.
You lead the way. You know more people than I do this far outside
Come
of
on.
the
Yes.
forest.
I'll do the talking. Come.
As you approach Meadowfen, where do you want to go? What are you seeking out?
I think 100% either Mungojerry is gonna go to a tavern
Hmm.
or like the marketplace, the square, whatever area seems like the most bustling at the time.
Perfect. There is a small village square,
Mm-hmm.
um, and people seem to be kind of going about their business, but maybe um, people seem to be like shuffling, maybe more cautiously than normal, and like looking up at the plume of black smoke every now and then, and just like kind of keeping their heads down and getting their business done. Um, Not really like tarrying.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think Mungojerry is going to start like if I'm assuming there's probably like a stall where they're roasting something. There's
Yeah,
some fire, a
sure.
blacksmith, something like that. And
Yeah.
Mungojerry is gonna go over and like be like, oh, you don't mind if I put my little kettle here? All right, okay. Mungojerry's one vice in life is tea. And so he's gonna
One
start
vice.
making
I don't know about that.
his one and only vice in life is tea. So he's gonna start boiling some water and like making some tea, and he's like setting things up. All right, come over here. Yeah. Here, you hold the assam.
Mungo.
No.
Ori kind of clacks his beak a little bit, and he's like looking at the tavern, and he kind of like, do you smell the ale on the wind? Are you sure you want tea? There's
Assam. Assam is good for you.
Assam.
Assam? Have some. You'll love it once you try it.
There's a
Are you
little
sure you don't want to wet your whistle with a little bit of drink? Not tea.
This
Real
is
drink.
a drink.
there's a little like hedge woman, I think, that runs the like little stall that you stopped off at. And
Mhm.
she's got like sandwiches with like roasted vegetables in them or something. Like a little, I don't know, hand sandwich.
Oh.
And she's just like, "Oh, Mungo, like I don't have anywhere to heat your kettle up."
Oh! Well, no room for the kettle. Well, can you tell me what's going on? What's with all the black smoke? What's happening?
The black smoke. Oh, the black smoke. Started happening a week ago. We've sent a couple of a couple of villagers. Nobody, like, I don't know, just to check it out, but nobody's come back yet.
No, but well, that can't be true. How far away
No,
is
it is true. How far away is it? I don't know. A couple a day, a couple days. It's I mean, it's hard to tell. We can't see the source of it. There's just like, it blots out the setting sun, as you can see.
Well, I think we'll take 2 of those sandwiches. Or you'll pay the woman, won't you?
Well,
I'll
you'll owe
get
me
you a drink.
later.
I'll get you a drink later.
She like prepares 2 sandwiches. She's like, "That'll be 4 copper, dear."
Ori clinks around in his coin pouch for a suspiciously long period of time before he pulls out 4 copper. Then parts with them.
Mungo's like, "Don't worry, I'll make it all back tonight."
In the forest we just would have done some sort of trade, but it's money business. Anyways,
You're doing fine, my
villagers
boy.
are
Fine.
going
Come on.
missing. Where's the watch? Where's the someone should be in charge of this.
Oh, the watch doesn't really come all the way out here. We're simple folk.
There's no tenders. There's no one. There's no keepers of the fire watching the smoke.
I mean, that just happened a week ago. We didn't send people into the forest. We sent people to the smoke.
Well,
Or don't give the woman a hard
wisdom
time.
of people never fails.
What are the perch guard going to do out here? They don't care about little old us.
Well, they'll care when their forest burns down, but I guess they don't see it that way.
Oh, Ori, always one with the jokes there. I'm sure the wood is perfectly safe. Don't mind him. He's a little rough around the feathers.
Yeah, or he just ruffles his feathers a little bit and looks off into the distance.
Anything else this hedgewoman feels like she's up to say, or is that pretty much the common knowledge?
That's pretty much the common knowledge. There's been a couple of villagers sent, but yeah, they haven't heard back. I mean, it was a week ago, so maybe they're just still trying to figure it out. They're not super concerned about it right now.
Okay.
They should be.
Mungo is like, you know what everybody needs? A laugh and a song. So he's like ready. He's like, he'll ask the hedgewoman, like, "Oh, is the tavern still open? Like for players or
Oh, of
whatever."
course. I'm sure they'd love to see you again.
Okay, great. Well, I will go over there and set up. And I'm sure I'll see you later tonight.
I'll try to make it. My family's at home waiting for me, but
We'll bring them along, bring them. The more the merrier. And with that, he bustles out the door with his unheated kettle swinging.
perfect.
Yeah,
Are you headed
cool.
to the inn?
Yeah. Ori, I think we should go to the inn. I can't do anything without any tea in me.
The
And
inn?
you can wet your whistle. The inn, the tavern, whatever this place has.
It's a combination in tavern.
In tavern,
A
tavern inn.
B&B.
A B&B with a common room. A publican's house.
Well, if you must have a fire and the only one's in the tavern, then I don't see why not.
Okay, great. Now, we'll be singing tonight. Do you think you can do the backup vocals?
We'll be singing. No.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I've been training you
Mungo.
long enough.
No.
All right, we'll see what you say after a beer, too. We scurry into the tavern inn, whatever it is, B&B place to
Perfect.
solidify a performance and a place to stay for the night.
Perfect. As you head to the inn, there don't seem to be that many travelers around. The inn is kind of quiet. There's a couple of like, I don't know, maybe Vulpin in the corner, kind of um gambling, maybe playing cards. Maybe like is it Corvum? Yeah, a Corvum also in the corner, just like reading a newspaper or something. And then the like owner of the inn just like bustling around and making sure that everybody's got drinks and food as needed. Um, and she kind of waves your way as you enter, and like carries on into the back kitchen.
I'm swinging my
You're swinging your kettle. She like back
Yeah,
into you.
I'm like avoiding the kettle. This is my daily training when I travel with Mungojerry.
So she just beckons you back to the kitchen. You've
Great,
been back
great.
there a bunch.
I've-
She knows that you need your tea.
Yeah, I'm up. I put it in the spot that like is the designated Mungojerry tea kettle spot. he puts it there, and he'll sidle up to her and be like, is there room for Ori and I, and for us to stay and time to perform?
What is she? I think she's a Gallus too. She'll be a Gallus. She's like, oh, of course, my dear. Like, you can have your favorite room. It's
Ah,
upstairs.
perfect.
Feel
Love it.
free to perform.
Great. All right,
But
and
don't.
we'll take that table over there, and he he starts bustling around, and we'll be like,
Oh, it's a seat yourself situation here, dear. You go ahead.
He's moving tables and he's arranging stools.
Mungo, do you need a stage? Are you trying to make a theater out of this place?
No, but yeah, it's always good if you can have some good, a good your back to the wall and your face to the people, if you know what I mean.
Of course.
Well-timed laugh.
It's an uncle joke. An uncle idiom.
Yeah. So I think he's going to perform on the lute and just try to cheer everybody cheer everybody up and kind of revive the morale of the town.
Perfect. Do you want to
Mhm.
roll a performance check?
I would love to roll a performance
Oh my
check.
gosh!
Oh my
First
goodness.
roll of the game.
This is gonna
First
set the tone,
roll.
Sarah. Do well.
He
Click that
strums
button.
on his
Roll
guitar.
that d20.
Performance. Yes.
Oh.
Nice. Since we don't have the roll box, just make sure you say what you get.
Okay. I
Um,
have an 18, I think.
Perfect.
Or
Yeah, an
just-
18 definitely cheers people up. The Vulpins that were in the corner, kind of gambling, move to a table closer, and kind of continue their game, but definitely paying attention to you. And I think buy you a drink that kind of sits next to your performance table
Mhm.
for after your performance.
Perfect.
The Corvum reading the newspaper in the corner starts like clapping along with your song, and like spirits seem like they're lifted.
Good. Good.
I think while Ori was playing, I'd like to have sort of peered my owl eyes at these Vulpin and Corvum. Just assessing, always Ori's always a little nervous, a little aware, trying to keep his eyes on situations, especially he's not super comfortable in towns or buildings, civilization. He'd much rather be, Mungojerry told us that you'd rather have a wall at your back, and Ori would rather have a tree. So
Yeah, what are you looking for specifically?
I don't know. Just if I see any signs, as any like bandit symbols or something. Like I
Okay.
think Ori would know, like maybe local bandits or
Yeah.
things like that.
Perfect. Roll
So
a perception check.
sure. Could I have advantage because they're distracted by the performance?
Sure. Why not?
Perfect. I rolled a 21 with advantage.
Perfect. Yeah, 21. So, the two Vulpin, that are kind of sitting in the corner, gambling. You don't see anything on them. They're kind of, I mean, they look, I don't know, moderately dressed. Like they're not super rich, but they're maybe just traveling on vacation. Who knows? The Corvum in the corner reading the newspaper does have like a little sigil on his shoulder that is like a fox head with two rapiers under it, and it looks like, I'll show you guys,
Ooh.
like that. And you recognize
Ooh.
that as the like bandit symbol that is used throughout Humblewood.
Okay. Let's see. Ori does not like that. But he's not gonna make a fuss quite yet. So instead he's gonna sidle up to the bar. He's gonna say, could I grab just I'd like a pint of your ale if I could. Just to get me started.
Do you want the light or the dark?
The dark.
Dark ale. She like slides one across the counter to you, and she goes, "On the house, because Mungo's playing."
Ah, my thanks, good lady. And Ori proceeds to guzzle that beer in front. He just opens his maw, mouth straight up, head tilted completely back, and goes and slams it down and says, "I'd like another." Before and places a few coppers on the
Perfect. Yeah, she continues to fill you up as long as you keep paying. She'll give you like every other one for free.
Oh, okay. Yep. Ori's taking advantage of that.
Perfect.
Mungo, I feel like once Ori gets slightly tipsy, like not far gone, but just enough, that's when Mungo will be like, Ori. It'll be like, it's your
Oh,
time to shine.
Mungo, leave me to my drinks.
No,
This
and then
fine
we
lady
start a
has
clap
been
that
giving
goes,
me the
Ori.
best ale in the woods. Well,
As
oh,
you
sorry,
start-
ma'am. We're not in the woods anymore. In
As
the
you start
hills.
chanting Ori and you get like clap and everybody starts clapping with you, you hear kind of a commotion happening out in the village square.
Rude, a commotion
A commotion.
during my performance.
Yeah. In fact.
Well, I must go see who has upstaged me.
Yeah. Yeah. Ori will also sort of perk up a little bit, put down the last few coppers for the last drink, finish that one off, and say, I think we're needed elsewhere, Mungo.
Mungo dumps the water outside of the tea kettle and then holds out the tea kettle to collect coppers.
This is a spendthrift of
Thank
a
you.
rooster.
Thank you. Thank you.
You
Yes.
get 6 coppers, Sarah.
Oh, yay! I'm marking that down.
Yeah. do it.
Sandwich and a half.
And yeah, we're gonna go see where that commotion is.
Perfect. Yeah, as you kind of enter the village square, I think the B&B is located in the village square, so you can just like peek out. And you see there is a wounded Strig woman limping towards the Meadowfen Elder's home that is across the street. She staggers and catches herself on another Gallus, who I will have Logan describe in a second. She is bloodied and her tawny feathers are singed and flecked with ashen, so she looks a lot like Ori, kind of like the barn owl type of Strig. Logan, would you please describe Bohuckle?
Yes, I am playing Bohuckle. I am another Gallus. Though I am blue, just sort of like a light blue all over. Maybe like different shades of blue just to make it look a little nice. But yeah, I think I am helping. What was her name you said?
Kara.
Kara.
Yeah.
I am helping this injured person sort of. I'm helping her walk, but I'm also like keeping other people away from her. Like if someone's coming, I'm like whapping them with this bundle of herbs that I have. Like, get back! She needs space, and then just like walking into the healer's house. Is
Yeah,
that what you said?
the elder's house.
The
Yeah,
elder's
Kara,
house.
you know because you've been traveling with her for a couple days.
Mhm.
She is one of the villagers who got sent from Meadowfen to investigate the smoke. She found you in the situation that you were in,
Mhm.
and you have both struggled to get back. But she's insistent that this needs to be reported to the elder.
I think we're ignoring anyone, and I'm just trying to help her get to this inn then, or this elder then.
Perfect. Ori and Mungojerry, do you have anything that you would like
I
to
think
do?
we're gonna see that at least Mungo's gonna see that there's a Gallus whapping people with herbs. I think he's like, we should definitely follow them, but like at a distance.
I mean, why? She needs help.
Yeah.
Okay, Ori just walks over to them. And he walks over and he says, looks like you were accosted by something. What happened? Do you need any help?"
Do I know how she got hurt? Or was she hurt when I found her? Or when she found me?
She was good cue. I think she and you probably both got hurt on the way back, trying to get back from where you came from.
Okay.
Her significantly more than you.
hmm
You've got like some scrapes and burns, but she's like got like a twisted ankle or something like
Were we accosted or was it environmental?
that. You were accosted.
Accosted. Okay. What did you say to me? What happened to her?
Said, what happened? You look injured.
Well, it's just but a scratch. She's taken quite a beating. We were accosted on our way back. She needs space. I sort of put the herbs
Just
in your
brushes
face.
you aside.
Bohuckle
then he's like-
Corriefeather, is that you?
Who is that
Whoa,
back there?
Huckle.
Uncle Mungojerry, is that you back there?
It's me!
I sort of, at this point, sort of shove Kara into Ori's arms.
Yeah,
You're
I like
supporting
pick her up, and I look at her and I say, "This is gonna take a while."
I run over to Uncle Mungojerry. I've been looking everywhere for you, Uncle Mungojerry. What are you doing here? You're muted.
You've gone mute.
You lost your voice.
It was only temporary, don't worry.
Only we
I'm
could
back
mute
now.
that voice.
Oh, well, I was on my way back from Marchview and I passed by and I met Ori and I said, well, he needs to come to Meadowfen. And then we were coming in to investigate all the smoke and things.
Oh, Uncle Mungojerry, I have some bad news. The town. That smoke came from the town.
It came from Ashborough.
Yeah. Right? I'm not making that up.
Nope, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Well, is everybody okay? What happened?
No, the whole town is all gone, Uncle Mungojerry. There's not one
The
bird
whole
left.
town?
Not a single egg.
The whole nest and all?
Yeah, up in smoke.
Your family?
Whoosh. Gone.
Josephine?
Gone.
Mark O'Reilly?
Gone.
I feel like he's gonna go through every name.
Yeah. After about
That's happening.
15, I'm like, yeah, they're all gone, Uncle Mungo. Every last one.
Well, I never got to go back since I left.
I don't think you're gonna get to go back now.
I know. And he's like, this is terrible. Well, what about her? Where'd she come from?
She,
Kara.
she's
You look, they've already entered the building.
Yeah, Kara put like her hand on your chest and she like looked up into your eyes and she was like, "We have to speak to the elder." And I have been around Bohuckle for too long to know that I have to do this.
Ori nods. I understand. I know his uncle. And then we'll carry Carrie into the elder's house.
Perfect. The door is unlocked and inside you're kind of greeted by a wizened Gallus, named Ardwin.
Oh no.
She is the elder of Meadowfen. And she kind of turns around and looks at you both in shock, and then she goes, "Kara, you're back? Are you well?"
Ma'am, she is not well.
She goes, "What happened? What happened to Quinn? Is Quinn all right?" And Kara like shakes her head. And Ardwin kind of like puts her head in her hands. And they start kind of catching up, and you hear the same story. Like Kara shares that Ashborough was destroyed. Bohuckle was the only survivor. She like found him, and they made their way back together. But it's gone.
What happened? Did you see any? I don't know. Was it ember bats or was it?
Oh,
Did the wildfire just spread?
Ember bats chased us back, so I think they had something to do with it. But I don't know if I don't think they could burn a whole village.
I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with this. As familiar with this as I should be. Well, was it only you and one other person who were sent to investigate?
Yeah, only us two, and he didn't make it, like most of the village as well.
Do you know the name Leia? She was a guardian of the Scorched Grove. Now I'm gonna have a freaking Irish accent because Sarah's talking in an Irish accent, and Logan's using like a Scottish one, and it's gonna infect me.
Leia.
Join us.
No, I
Become
don't.
chicken.
I don't know. We didn't send a Leia. How do you know her?
Oh, I'm just trying to find more information about her. I think she's in danger. I thought maybe she was related to Ashbarrow somehow. Ardwin. I think we'll need to investigate Ashbarrow more. Unless, do you think did you find anything else, Kara, that could show what was responsible?
We didn't find anything else. There are. I mean,
How did Bohuckle survive?
I mean, he is a very strong healer. I think that he saved the village before, and I think he has the spirit's favor. But we were assaulted by ember bats, and the road to Ashbarrow. I mean, there's bandits everywhere. We were lucky enough to avoid them, but not. I mean, that's how Quinn went. He went and investigated and never came back. The bandits.
Of course, taking advantage of the chaos.
And Ardwin kind of looks at you, Ori, and she's like, Kara needs to stay here and heal, but this needs to be reported back to Alderheart.
Yeah, sure. By someone.
By someone.
I mean, that's a safe journey. You could say fish. You could send one of your villagers in that way.
Not
have
if
no
the bandits
messengers?
are on the road. Quinn died.
He was investigating the bandits, apparently. That was a bad idea. I mean, unfortunately, my journey is not taking me back to Alderheart. But maybe I can see if one of my compatriots is going that way again. And then he finally opens the door while Mungo's still listing names, and he says, Mungo, get in here.
Clarissa?
Oh, she's gone.
Mungo.
Oh, wait, okay, we'll talk about this later. Come meet Ori. What is it,
Beckons
Ori?
you inside.
Oh,
This
yes.
fine Gallus wishes a message to be taken back to the Alderheart. But I am not going that way. Are you wandering that way again sometime soon?
Well, I mean, with Ash, the news of Ashborough, I was probably going to go and see what we could learn over there. But if it could wait a day or two.
Dude, this news is important, and they should know that Ashbarrow was destroyed. But if you don't want to go ask them for help, then that's okay.
Mungo is like, well, you see, Ashborough, it's very high. Not Ashborough. What's the city in the
that you're
center?
in, or
Alderheart?
Alderheart is the big tree.
Alderheart is very big. It's very high off the ground. And
2/3 of it.
you know, it tends to be for folk who are a little bit more comfortable with heights. But I can ask around and see if somebody's going there.
That would be wonderful.
Perfect. Great.
Come now, uncle. We'll
Yes.
go that way. This fine woman, this Ardwin, you rest yourself, Ardwin. We'll take us and this owl, whatever they're called. I don't remember their
Ori.
name.
Their name's Ori.
No, I meant the
Oh, Kara.
No, the actual what the owl people are called.
Strig.
Strig. My uncle in this Strig will take your message. Don't you worry. Right after Kara gets healed up, and I sort of like shove a handful of good berries
Uh-huh.
into their hand. Now, what is this message that you need us to send?
They
Just that
bird-
the ash.
The Birdfolk Council needs to be made aware that Ash Barrow has been destroyed, that the Scorched Grove is spreading, and that there's significant bandit activity.
Well, none of
Those
that
are
is
the-
really news. That's all been happening for
they
years
say.
now.
But this owl brought up the fact to I heard from Amanda the hedge that this owl said, "Well, why didn't you ask for help from the perch guard?" And then we thought maybe that was a good idea.
So
Perch
now it's
God.
my responsibility to follow through on my good idea. How dare. That you should have thought of months ago.
Have I ever seen a perch guard in Ashborough?
No.
I've never seen a perch guard in Ashborough. I don't even know if they could find it on a map.
We
But
should
wait,
find the tenders. The tenders actually are the ones that care about
The
the wildfires.
tenders, that's
thing.
very insensitive. Those chickens died in fire.
Yes, I'll eat you as a little chicken tender if you don't shut your beak.
Now, boys. And he's like, let me look at Kara first. And I think Mungojerry will try to like heal up Kara, or at least like
perfect.
get her.
Yeah,
More
she's
comfortable.
Bohuckle, what do your good berries look like?
I think that they are maybe like blackberries.
Okay. So she's snacking on these blackberries and seems to be doing a little bit better. You can make a medicine check.
11.
11. Yes. So you are given some time to kind of help Kara and like you kind of bandage up what needs to be bandaged, and the good berries are kind of healing some of the like more dire scrapes and twists and stuff.
Yeah, I think she had like a twisted ankle, or
Mhm.
I feel like I'll like wrap up her ankle and give her a little bandage all the little scrapes and things.
Perfect. Yeah, she kind of sits on the elder's couch and lets you kind of elevate her foot and wrap it and take good care of her.
And now what you need, my dear, is a nice cup of Darjeeling. I've made it for you here. It's the last thing. It'll do the trick. And so he like pours her a cup of Darjeeling and like hands it to her, and he's like, how do you feel?
She sips it. It's like, oh, I feel much better.
It's
Thank you
true.
so much.
It's all in the tea. It's the tea. And Mungojerry will like turn back to everybody else and kind of re-enter the conversation. Just be like, I think suggest sleeping on it and like figuring something out in the morning as it's late at and seeing how everybody feels. Bohuckle, you're rooming with me.
Yeah? I don't have any money
You
or
don't have
room.
any. It's okay. I made 6 coppers today.
Oh, 6 copper, uncle. You're rich.
It's true.
Are you gonna retire on that money?
I could, except for Ori here. It takes a lot of drink. But
Ori
he's good
clacks his beak.
protection. He's good protection. He keeps away the
No,
demons.
Ori's got a fairly large axe strapped to his back and a shield. He's
What a
fairly
brutish
intimidating.
that one. He's very doesn't look very pleasant.
Well, he's a broad lad, but we like keeping him around. He softens up once you get to know him.
I hope so.
I mean, you two are the same
I
age.
have
Maybe you'll become
not
friends.
drank enough that I can't hear you, Mungojerry and Bohuckle, but I will remove myself from here, and I will be in the forest. I will sleep out under the stars. I'll see you in the morning.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll have your favorite cup of tea for you in the morning. Come back now, you hear?
Or is that actually what you're doing? Is going and just sleeping outside?
Yeah, I think he is gonna sleep outside. I think he wants to like scout or like do like just a quick walk around the village, like a survival check to be like, what is the wildlife doing? Like, what's happening? He has night vision. I mean, night's not really a big concern for him. He's dark vision, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and he wants to try and get the lay of the land. I guess the way he sees it is, it seems like these concerns are more immediate and worth dealing with than wasting time going back and forth from
Mhm.
Alderheart. But he's also a bird of his word. Haha, that's fun. A bird of his word usually. So if he does agree to go, he'll go. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Roll
Perfect.
that.
Maybe just make a survival check.
Yeah. Whoa.
Perfect.
22.
22. Very nice. The so you can still see like against the like moon is I don't know, a little bright, and you can see like stars scattered through the sky, and you can still see like the black plume kind of like blots out a strip of stars, which is fairly ominous. And maybe the horizon glows a little bit too, which doesn't like there's not light pollution, but there's like a little glowy towards
Yeah.
the scorched grove, which I mean I don't think you've necessarily been out here all that much, so maybe that's normal. It is like constantly on fire.
Right. Yeah. No, he doesn't know. I mean, he knows things are weird, but it also
It's
probably
not
seems far enough
moving, though.
away.
Is it, like, moving?
It's not the plume is in one place.
Okay. Yeah.
As far as wildlife, I mean, there's like maybe there's some like giant fireflies out that are just like vibing it in the grassland. And they seem to be like, I mean, they're out and that's normal and fine.
Yeah.
Nothing seems to be like freaking out.
Yeah. Or like unusually quiet or anything.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah, I think he'll just set up camp where he can uh remove himself a little bit from the situation. And
Yeah, I think maybe on the way out of town, there's like a thorny bush that you walk by, and you do notice like a strip of cloth that has part of that bandit symbol like torn off again.
yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
see like the
Oh, he
bottom of the
grabs
fox
that.
face and like the rapier tip.
Yeah, definitely grabs that. Yeah. He's not. No, I think he'll just set up camp maybe like far, like up in maybe a tree if possible. Like he wants to kind of be on watch ish at like a vantage point. I think now he's worried that bandits might come and strike the town
Hmm.
after seeing the Corvum and this strip. So, uh, not going to be perfect because he's got to rest, but somewhere where he can maybe have a little bit of an advantage.
Perfect. Yeah, I think it's kind of more grassland, but there's a little bit of like open forest that is outside of the town. So you find a nice tree to kind of perch up in and keep watch for a little bit. You don't notice any like weird activity or anything like that while you're sitting and are able to rest well.
Cool.
Perfect. Um,
Okay.
Mungojerry and Bohuckle, are you just staying at the inn?
I don't have anywhere else to stay, so yeah.
Yeah. I think we'll just tell we'll say that we're coming back and make a
Perfect.
decision. And if I got a room for me and Ori, but now it's me.
Ori's abandoned you.
Surprise, surprise. So yeah. And I think Mungojerry, while he seems like he's totally out of it, he is sort of aware of his surroundings, so he'll kind of like do a little check of like when he goes back in the tavern if it seems like the same people are there or like anything people are suspiciously gone, like that kind
Yeah,
of a thing. He'll do kind of like a once over.
the Corvum that was in the corner has left. And Amanda the Hedge has shown up with her 5 hedge babies.
Oh, perfect. I have the perfect song for Amanda the
A
Hedge
hedge
and her
with hedge
5 hedge
babies.
babies. So yeah, I think I'll like go over there and I'll be like, Bohuckle, come over here. Let's meet. I'll introduce you to Amanda and her wings. And then he'll like go ahead and like entertain them for a little bit with some stories and like some sleight of hand. And like again lift their spirits a little bit. See if anything else, I guess, any new news comes from Amanda the Hedge, or if it's all the same.
No, she doesn't have any new news, and she looks rather tired. She works hard for her. She's a single mother of
She works hard
5.
for the 5 hedges. Oh,
Amanda, why don't you take the night off? We'll watch these 5 hedges for you. Go have a drink on Ori.
he's
Or on,
not here.
on,
I flip a
on
copper.
Mungojerry's tab.
I don't want to take the night off. I want to hear Mungojerry sing.
Okay. Well, I never need much encouragement other
I
than
meant take the night off from motherhood. You got 5 little hedges running around. That's too much.
Who are you?
One.
Good
This
question.
here is my nephew. Have I not? I didn't introduce him to you. This here is Bohuckle, my nephew. Don't we look exactly the same? We look nothing alike. He's got my eyes, can't you see? And he's got my flair.
She just like nods cautiously. She's like, well, if you are willing to watch them, I'll just sit over here. And she moves like 2 seats down from her children.
You do whatever you want. I was offering you some respite, but
This
Bohuckle
respite,
is
and she scoots one more
extremely.
down.
Yeah, she's just like, and Mungojerry's like, don't worry, he's extremely good with children. Absolutely trustworthy. Nothing at all like me. He gets my looks from me, but he's much more responsible. And then Mungo will proceed to sing, a song from March View that he learned, and will entertain Amanda the Hedge and anybody else who's there.
Perfect. What is the song about?
It's called The Rattling Bog, and it's about it starts like this. It's there is a bog, a rattling bog, and in that bog there is a tree. The trees in the hole, and the holes in the bog. And the green grass grows all around, the green grass all around, and then he goes on, and it's one of those songs where people have to repeat, like it's the same lines, and people start singing it and repeating it. So he's getting people to learn the song and sing along.
The young children are like clapping along and
Yes,
trying to sing.
yes. So he, he'll kind of like point to a hedge child and be like, and on that tree there was and they'll go, branch, and, and on that branch there was a nest, and then they like go through and like teach them this song that will torment their mother with for the rest of their lives. And that's the story of the Rattling Bog.
Nice.
That's the song.
Very nice.
Singing.
That's what we're singing.
That's what's happening. Um, so yes, that will be. And so Amanda the Hedge is there, and the Corvum's gone, but the Vulpin are still there.
Yep, they're still there, and they've switched from a card game to a dice game now, and they're
Okay.
like they've got like a cup, and they're rolling around dice in their cup, gambling. But they're less invested in what's happening with the Rattling Bog song than they were earlier, but that's okay.
Unfair. It's a very intellectual song, and I feel hurt that they don't appreciate it. Okay, great. Bohuckle, what are you doing while this
I think
performance is
I
happening?
put 5 chairs out and I made each of the children sit in a chair and they can't run around, they can't squirm. If they like try to get too into it, I like wave the herbs at them and then I have to calm down until it's pointed at them and they participate in the song. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
You're conducting.
Mhm.
Duly noted.
One of them's like slouching and I have to correct his posture.
You're killing the fun.
And then Mungojerry just gets their posture like all out of whack when he points to them.
And I have to redo it.
It's true. It's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle. Yeah, so I think he'll perform enough so that Amanda the Hedge is enlivened. I think that's Mungo's goal. So she can leave with a happy heart.
Perfect. Bohuckle, please make a perception check.
Perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Sure thing. 23.
Ah, nice. One of the children tries to slip away with an 18. And you catch them just as they're like they've gotten out of their chair and they're like looking back at you, and then they like are
I'll swear I'll crack you like an egg if you try that again.
he looks at you, just goes back to the chair and sits down, and
There's
looks
an egg
over
and
his
a nest
looks
on
at-
the
looks
Sit down.
over-
Oh,
Back
no.
straight.
looks
Knees
over
together.
at his mom.
I've got it, Emma, or whatever your name is. Will be
Perfect.
Amanda.
Amanda. These will be bright young hedges before too long. There's work to do now, though. Look at them.
You keep them in shape. Amanda eventually comes and collects all of her children, and it's like, "All right, kids, it's bedtime. Like, let's go." And hustles
I
them out.
recommend some discipline for like 2 of them.
Yeah, perfect. So she leaves. The 2 Vulpin eventually head to bed as well. And you all head to your room too. I think we will take a quick 10-minute break, as per usual, and we will join hopefully our next party member the next day.
Bye.
We will let Connor.
I think we'll pick up with our chickens, our Gallus, at the B&B. You get awoken, I think, to the innkeeper knocking on your door and bringing you like nice like in bed breakfast trays that you can like sit in bed and like eat some like toast and jam and fresh fruit.
You have any porridge?
Porridge? Not today.
This is heaven. Mungojerry has been on the road, so he's like, heaven. You looking for some
Fine.
oat porridge there, Bohuckle?
Barley porridge.
Barley porridge.
Like they
Oh,
make it in Ashborough.
you're so. I forgot that they love the barley porridge over there. Well, you won't find any outside of Ashborough
Anymore. I'll
anymore.
never
No,
have any more barley porridge.
and yeah, and so Mungojerry is gonna be like, so tell me a little bit more about exactly what happened last night,
Last night, when
or
I came into
the day
town.
before. How exactly did the town burn down, and how did you find Kara, and how did you get saved, and do I have to go to the big tree?
But Uncle Mungo, I wasn't in the town when it burned down. I was outside
were-
of it. I
Where
was
were you?
sent to try to stop the flames from coming to the town.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but that didn't work out so well.
It did not work. It didn't work. And when we got back, there was no one left, and I was rummaging through the remains of the town, the ruins, and that's when Kara found me.
You said we before. Or was it only you?
The royal we.
Okay, yes. The
Did I
wisdom
say
with the
we? I don't
royal-
remember we.
It's
but...
okay. It's okay. It's really the details. It's okay. Okay. Yeah. So
I was trying to talk to the spirits to see if I could have them intervene, but it doesn't seem like it worked like last time.
just remind me, how did you talk to the spirits before?
A story for another time, Uncle. We don't have the time for that. We have breakfast to eat.
Okay. And so Mungo will pocket that. Pocket that information. And he says, "Oh, no." I think the one last thing Mungo will ask is like the time frame of you went away and like how quickly did Ashborough burn? Like that time frame can like help us convey the severity, like understand the severity of the fire.
I think it was pretty quick, unless you want to correct Abby. I think like we saw the flames. I went out that day. It didn't work. I came back. The town was already gone.
Yeah. And when you went out, did you go to the flames?
I tried to. I got to the fire.
You got to the fire. And then you came back and everything was burnt down. So the fire must have moved somehow, it seems. Multiple fires. I need a map. He's like drawing. He's taking crumbs of his scone and he's like,
Okay, so
Sweet.
this toast is Ashborough, and then
yeah.
I was walking over to this crumb over here, and then the
Uh-huh.
fire dumps part of the tea onto the thing. That's the fire.
Oh, this is all becoming perfectly clear. Yes, well, it seems like with it, okay, it's this, yeah, people, we're gonna have to tell the watch.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
I don't know either, but I think
I mean, like I said, I don't even think they can find Ashborough on a map. They've never
we'll
been
have
there.
to. You just made me a map, so
I don't think they'd
we'll have to
appreciate the
draw it
toast
for 'em.
map.
Well, if the worst comes to worst, we'll just convince them and take them back and show them where it is. And then I think he sticks his head out the window and he goes, Ori! And he just bellows for Ori. Are you out there, you sleepy owl?
The sleepy owl's probably already awake.
Yeah.
Woke with the sun. And Where is he?
Where's my silent friend?
I think Ori is actually down in the tavern, just having a little morning drink.
A beer.
A drink of some kind. And
I think our friend
Move
has a
your
problem.
sodden feathers.
he's just grumbling into his beer. I think he kind of shouts back up and he's like, Mungo, get your feathery arse out of that bed. You've been asleep for too long, and apparently we've got to go back into the woods.
All right, Bohuckle, we better go
And then
down
goes
and
back
see.
to
Is
drinking.
he drinking it this early in the morning?
Oh yes, he's quite partial to the drink. He would swim in it if he could, but the good thing is that he doesn't live in civilization, so it just fits in spurts with him.
That's
That's
not
why
quite
we better
proper.
go now before he can have a second. He can just guzzle it down. I don't think you saw him
Mm.
last night, but
I'll poke some sense into him on the road.
okay. Sometimes I switch it out for tea once he's too far gone and he doesn't know. But, I can't always catch it. And so, and so we're like gossiping and bustling down. Uh, um, and we see Ori, and I'm like, Ori!
Or he kind of raises his mug in your direction for
Thank
finishing
you,
that
and he
off.
takes it out of your hands and he drinks it. Come on, it's time to go now. And he's like hurting you.
Or he's just sort of stunned. Looks at the empty mug.
Yeah, and he like chugs it, blows a kiss at the barkeep lady innkeeper.
I'll take the mug and hand it to her. We're all done with that now.
And he's like, see you next time, my dear. The scones were impeccable. Like, love staring at this
Impeccable.
establishment. Impeccable.
They were in fact very peckable because you ate them.
And I think we're gonna scoot on out, and
Good.
I'm a herd to Ardwin and say mission accepted.
Yeah, let's go visit Ardwin. And Ori, or you can lead the way.
I'll walk
Oh.
into Ardwin's house. Knock once, open door.
She's sitting on her porch in a rocking chair.
Oh, perfect, great. Apparently, Gallus need no invitation to go
Yeah.
wherever we want.
You invited in
Gallus.
once, you're invited into their house for
Yeah,
the rest of time.
I do think that is on brand for Gallus. We're just so communal. We're like, of course I would be invited here.
Hi, Ardwin!
Oh,
Good morning to you. How's Kara doing?
She's doing much better, thank you.
I talked some sense into these ones. We'll take that message for you.
Will you? And she looks at Ori.
Yeah, I talked some sense into this one.
Ori just nods.
All right, that would be wonderful. I would hate to see Meadowfen go like Ash Barrow. I'm sorry for your loss.
Don't bring that on. Don't say those words.
Okay.
I give her a little bit of sage, and I say, you know what to do with that.
Clear the bad energy.
I take it back.
Oh, that's all?
That's all.
Okay.
As a healer, I think you should know that.
I'm not a healer.
As an elder, I think you should know that.
Oh.
We just make anyone an elder in this town.
All right, Bohuckle, come on, let's go. Ardwin, it's been lovely to see you, and we'll take that message for you. There's nothing to worry about. We're very experienced. I speak for all of us when I say you've got an excellent team here on your hands.
Ori, do you have 10 copper I could borrow? That's a moderate amount of money.
No.
Like, I don't know, a couple silver. Moderate.
Anyone have any silver I could borrow? You played last night,
I got 10
Uncle?
copper coins.
Let me see him.
Ori's gonna shuffle them off the sword.
I'm gonna take the
Ardwin
10.
looks very concerned.
And then I'm gonna stay behind to Ardwin.
Okay.
Now I'm
my-
talking to Ardwin. You can't shuffle me off yet.
Oh my gosh.
I give
Who are you
her the
borrowing
10.
copper from.
I take the 10 copper. I don't borrow it. I take the 10 copper. And I give
Uh-huh.
it to Ardwin, and I tell her
Uh-huh.
to give it to the Quinn's family.
Okay.
And then I can be shuffled off. Rude owl.
She takes the like
No.
small, maybe the coins, and puts them in a small bag, and so she'll do that.
Ardwin, quick word. I saw one of the Corvum in your tavern. Had the sigil of the
It's not my
bandits.
tavern. Well, I guess I'm the elder of the city, but it's not my tavern. It's really a bed and breakfast.
That's not the important thing happening in this conversation.
A corvum.
With the bandit symbol on it. Just
Oh,
be
that's
careful.
the important part.
Keep an eye out with this bandit activity.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that's. We already know it's high. I didn't know that they were in the city though.
Well, apparently they're in your town.
Town, village.
Yeah, city is a strong word, don't you
Yes.
think?
Hamlet.
Since we're gonna be so precise these days. Well, good luck.
Thank you. And she just rocks. Starts knitting.
And I'll go
I think you
catch
can
up with the
feel, rest
chickens.
assured that this town is safe from bandits.
I'm sure it's safe.
Feels super safe. You join the others. Where are you going?
To the forest.
To the big back whence we came, I guess. Back into the forest on the road to the big tree.
Yeah, is there like a road to
There is, in
Alderheart?
fact, a road.
Is it well traveled?
Moderately.
Is there like anyone that looks like they're traveling in that direction? Like I don't know, like it's a trader getting ready to head out early in the
No.
morning, or okay. Yeah, I guess we'll just.
No, Meadowfen. I mean, Winnowing Reach is the next city up the road. That's like actually on the edge of the forest. It's a much larger, like actually a town slash city instead of Meadowfen. That's like actually a hamlet.
It would have an inn and a B&B.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Maybe a
probably also a
tavern.
tavern. Yeah.
And a real healer.
Yeah. All of these things may be expected.
Okay. What was that one called?
Winnowing Reach.
Winnowing Reach. Okay. Well, that seems like the place to go. Step 1. Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
It's
You mean-
magic.
Do you have any problems with that? Traveling on the
What?
road?
Traveling on the
Or
road.
do you
No.
prefer to skulk around in the woods?
Ori here loves traveling around the road now,
Just
doesn't he?
Thinking we could travel faster if we didn't get distracted by the cities, but
Or where are you going to get a beer? If not the city.
wow. I've been told to cut back.
That's the first sensible thing you've said.
Mungo has started walking ahead, and he's like, "Come along, boys."
What do you do?
Me?
Yeah. You know, can that big axe. What do you do?
Oh. Just mind the forest. Help
None of whose
wanderers.
business.
Find those that are lost. Like your uncle. Though
I don't think he's
sometimes.
lost.
Blasphemy
I
and
guess he's
sacrilege!
never
I've never
really
been lost in my life.
Well, there was that one time.
I think in order to be lost, you have to have a destination.
Or you have to not be walking in circles, which I'm pretty sure Mungojerry was doing few years back.
I was walking in circles intentionally.
Yes.
I knew exactly what I
Meditative
was
practice.
How'd you two meet?
Do you want to tell him, or should I?
Oh, I think it's a more fun story if you tell it, but it's pretty simple. I think anybody who knows you knows that you find them usually more than the other way around.
Well, you see, this owl here, this Strig here, he was all out on his lonesome. I rescued him. He was all by himself in the woods one day.
All by himself. No
All
one
by
around.
himself. No one around.
Oh.
I, the poor chick. And
Oh.
so, I took him under my wing, and now whenever I pass through his part of the woods, he is one of my very best traveling companions.
How'd you fit that under your wing?
I don't. Well, he was a little smaller then, or I was a little taller. I'm not quite sure. And so yes, but he's quite handy. Keeps he keeps the drama of others to a minimum. People much more contained when he's around with that big shiny thing.
Hmm. Just hope he knows how to use it. It's not for show, is it?
No, it's not for sure.
Do you want to find out?
And then he's like, yeah, I feel like that's Mungojerry's version of the story, is that he found you and rescued you.
The part he's forgetting to mention is there was a giant boar on his tail.
There
That
was
he'd-
no boar on my tail.
There was something snuffling in the undergrowth that you couldn't hear over that singing of yours. And I had to steer you away from the mother boar's den and her little children that she was interested in protecting. But it's fine. We never met. Is she?
Mungojerry's like, it's possible.
Never heard this in my life.
I've never heard this in my life. Impossible. Well, you see.
Are you just strolling along the
Yeah.
road?
Yeah, I
Okay,
feel like
perfect.
we're just having a chat along the road.
Nice chat.
And I think
Awesome.
Mungojerry's gonna be like, Bohuckle, catch me up to speed. I mean, I haven't seen you since, what has it been now? 15 years?
That's 22.
22? Oh my goodness. Well, what have you been doing with yourself since then?
I will start at the beginning and recount the whole history of the town.
You just in arduous detail.
Perfect.
Ori, she goes, I'm gonna scout ahead.
Yeah. Ori, you scout ahead. We will jump over to Rutherford, who you've been scouting out. There are 3 Mopok, which are raccoon people bandits, and your old boss Frey are on the road, kind of like, I don't know, trying to rough people up who pass. You've been kind of just keeping an eye on them, not really interfering, trying to like track movements and stuff. And you see they are presently like bothering a traveler who has like a little cart and some items, and they like have kind of bullied her to the ground, it seems like, and are taking items off of her cart. And you also see these 3 bird folk wandering up the road, 2 of which are very loud, so you hear them coming before you see them.
Okay, I mean, I'm hanging out in the trees and in the shadows. I'm just watching and waiting and seeing what happens. I mean, I would assume that they don't need to, really do much to frighten this lone traveler. So they're not really like drawing swords or anything. They're
No.
just roughing her up a little bit.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna kind of let it happen and watch for now.
Perfect. Can you make a stealth check?
Yes.
And Ori, go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh, 17 to Sean's 24.
I
All
am
right.
perceiving. My eyes see all.
You have special eyes. Ori, you scout up ahead. You see the same thing I described, like this. You can't really see the like what the crumpled body is, but it's like you can tell that they're kind of like one of the Mopok has like a foot on their back and is holding them down. Well, the Vulpin leader, it seems like, is kind of like pointing and bossing around. And you also see another um Vulpin like off. Maybe you see just like the twitch of a tail or something. Um, Off in like a bush. I mean, like not close, but close enough to kind of see what's going on.
Okay. I will tell my two traveling companions. I'll say, looks like there's rough company ahead. Also, there's someone hiding in the bushes, but they don't look like much of a threat. But I think I'm going to wander ahead for a bit. And Ori's gonna pick up his speed. He's got actually a faster walking speed than normal, so I think he's pretty quick when he wants to be. So he's gonna kind of run, make his way over there as quickly as possible to put a stop to this bad behavior, we'll say.
Perfect. Yeah, so you see there's like a small hand cart stacked high with bags and boxes. They're kind of the Mopok, two of them that aren't like dealing with the body are sifting through the packages. And then the Vulpin that's kind of like pointing and guiding them is leaning up against a tree and like bossing them around. As you approach, you can tell that two of the Mavok are male and one of them's female. They are wearing leather armor and all have short swords on their belt. And then the Vulpin has a very fancy sword. You can appreciate the craft of it, and is also lightly armored. Um, you kind of see the face of the body that is on the ground being held down, like look up as you approach and hear like a whimpered like help me um as you get
Yeah,
closer.
definitely. I think Ori's already sort of got his axe and his shield out, and he is. I like to imagine that he appear. They seem pretty distracted, so he sort of
Hmm.
just appears, and he is sort of like, now it looks like those don't belong to you folks, so I think it's best you put it back before I make you.
The female Mopok who's has her foot like on this body on the ground kind of turns around and looks at you. I think spits on the ground and is like, all right, nothing to see here, move along if you know what's good for you. And the Vulpin lady that's like leaning up against the tree, like I don't know, eggs you on a little bit. Like,
Um, let's see. Ori is kind of like, I'm sorry, I understand that maybe you didn't hear me. I'll give you one more chance. Put everything back, step off of this person, and leave now.
I think the Vulpin leader will kind of take one step towards you, and like put her hand on her like nice rapier. And she's like, and maybe you didn't hear us. There's nothing happening here. Move along.
Okay. Ori will Spartan kick this person off of this other person who's being held
Okay.
down. Is it like a gal? Like who? What is off of this other folk, whatever they are?
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're like in the dust and dirt, and you can't really see. But they look like a humble folk. Like they've got fur.
Yeah. Okay. I'll shove this person off.
All right, let's roll initiative.
Oh my goodness.
Bum, bum, bum. First
Are we
initiative roll.
are we all rolling
Whoa,
initiative or
that's
just
bad.
Sean?
All.
Okay.
Turn tracker.
Yeah, well, see,
We
now,
have
Abby, here's the
tokens?
thing. We have to have minis, yeah.
Ooh.
Everybody all talks at once.
Okay, here you go. Fun. You have to find which ones are yours. Because we don't have pictures yet, but this will work just fine.
Ooh.
Okay.
I can't move mine or select it.
Oh my gosh, that's a much better initiative. Can I have that one?
Why can't you select? Is that better?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god.
I don't know what to tell you, but I will roll your initiative for you. I did not roll very well.
Good enough.
Good. Right. Ori, you rolled the highest with a 20. So you
Yeah.
are going up to the one on the body and kicking her. Is that what you would like to do still?
Yeah. Yeah, my goal is to get her off of this folk, this humble folk.
Perfect.
That is, I don't remember being rules at all. Is that a strength check or a?
Yeah, it'll be a shove. So you'll make an athletics check, and they'll make an athletics or acrobatics checking in return.
Okay. Perfect. 19.
17.
Ooh.
So yes, you shove them off the body. They kind of stumble back 5 feet, and are behind the body now.
I think I'll follow up, and so that I'm like in between whoever this person is and the bandits.
Perfect.
So I'm pretty much in at least that one bandit's face, and I'm
Yep.
kind of trying to keep got sort of a steady, even stance, shield up
Perfect.
as I take up a lot of space.
Awesome. That is your action and movement. Do you have a bonus action?
Do I have a bonus action? It's level 1, no.
The bandit's turn. I think the one that is up next to you will draw her short sword and make an attack against you, which will be a 17
Oh my gosh, that hits.
for slashing damage.
More damage. Okay.
And she kind of like takes it across your middle. And the other two will kind of step back from the cart a little bit, draw their short bows, and make 2 short bow attacks against you.
Oh.
She'll be a 10 to hit and a 22 to hit.
22? That hits the 22.
Okay, 2 piercing damage.
Well, I'm at half health. Level 1.
The Volbin captain, who kind of took a step
Abby's also
towards you.
rolling really good.
Yeah, I am. The Volbin captain will lean up back against the tree and just like, with kind of a smirk on her face, just watch this all go down. Bohuckle, we'll say you're like 350 feet away.
Okay. I will walk up 30 feet,
Mhm.
mosey on up. I imagine we like come over a crest and
Yeah.
see this unfolding.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And then I see them shoot Ori, and I say, well, how about we cut that out? And then I'll take some herbs and I'll just sort of gesture at one of the archers. I'm going to do Sacred Flame on them.
Perfect.
So they
That's
make
something I
a
roll, right?
Yes,
Yes.
correct. They Dex save.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Nice.
that damage though.
huge.
That damage,
One whole
though,
damage.
1 whole
15.
damage, and
Zero
they
whole
take
damage.
no
Take none of
damage.
it.
Love Sacred Flame.
What does Sacred Flame look like? Does it look like anything, or do you?
What does it look like? I don't think this one looks like anything because it doesn't work.
Yeah, you just wave your herbs,
Yeah,
and that's it. Okay,
correct.
perfect.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I moved up 30 feet. That's fine.
Okay. Yep. Mungo.
How much HP do you have, Ori?
I have 6 out of 12.
I feel like if I do a medicine check, does that do anything, or does it have to be
Only if
full
he's
healing?
knocked out.
Only if he's
Yeah,
yeah,
only if he's
only
with
if
your
he's knocked out.
words.
Huh?
I
You want to be
Have them
healed?
with your words.
You want?
sir.
Do you want to hear some healing words?
I'll be okay.
You'll be okay then. All right. Well, um,
I'm 50
I
feet away, but you sense that Ori will be okay.
I sense that Ori is made of sterner stuff, and that this might, in fact, encourage him. I would also like to advance my
Yep.
full range.
Perfect.
And then I will do. Thank you.
Mhm.
I will start playing on my lute, and I will start playing the softest, most relaxing tune anybody has ever heard. And I
Mhm.
want to cast sleep on
Perfect.
the ones within my range. So I'll do that.
What is the range on sleep?
I'm not sure. Hold on.
Ooh,
20
look at that
feet.
stat block.
It's a 90-foot range, and then
Yeah.
it creates like a 20-foot
20-foot.
circle.
Yep.
In that area, you
Perfect.
can get those people.
Yeah, I think you
Okay.
can get 2 of them.
Okay, I'll get those two then.
All right. Go ahead and roll your 5d8.
Yes. Yay!
Ooh, good.
Perfect. So, which do you want, the 2 archers, or do you want one of the sword one that's on next to Ori?
I'll take the 2 archers.
'Kay. They are both asleep. And as you cast the spell, they both just kind of like collapse to the ground and start snoring.
That's much better, lads.
Anything else?
Remind me how Bardic Inspiration works.
It's your bonus action, and you
Yes.
just choose somebody. I think there's a range.
Like 30 feet or
Um,
something.
Yeah, something. Somebody who can see and hear you, see or hear you,
Uh-huh.
and then they get a dice that they can use in the next, I think, 10 minutes to add to a check, like an attack roll or something.
All right. Is Ori in my range?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be like, I'll remind Ori of how I'll admit that Ori did actually save me from the boar, and I'll recall like the epicness of that moment so that to inspire him.
Perfect.
I love that.
Ori, you get I think it's a D6
I guess.
inspiration. I think
It is. I think it is a
Yeah,
D6 right
perfect.
now. Yeah.
Awesome. Rutherford, are you doing anything from your bush?
Yeah, this is like an actual fight now. Like people are bleeding, so I should do something. I will look for the Vulpin captain like until she's just a little bit distracted, and then I will
Yeah.
dart out of the bushes, and then run up to the tree behind her, and then take out
Yeah.
my rapier and just run her through.
Perfect.
So
Go
since
for
I
it.
was hidden at the start of combat, yes, attack with advantage. So that's a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
And that is... Oh, that's the wrong thing. There you go. 7 plus 4 piercing damage.
Perfect. Nice. You run up, stab her in the back, and she like turns around in surprise, and sees you and is like, "Oh, I should have known you would show up eventually."
He just like smiles at her.
Yeah, perfect. Ori, you're up.
Ori, emboldened, will kind of yell back at Mungojerry and be like, "Oh, you always were good company, Mungo." Before he takes a big swipe at this Mopok in front of him. Do I have to use inspiration before I
No.
roll, or no? Okay.
Before you know the result, but not
The
before
result, yeah.
you roll.
Okay. Let's attack this battle axe. Ooh, that's cutting it close.
14 hits.
Perfect.
Whoa.
Don't mind if I do.
You just obliterate this guy, this lady in front of you.
And that
It
She,
just
like,
got gory.
She slashed you in the stomach, and you just like, I don't know.
disembowel.
It's, in one fell swoop, dead.
He just sort of looks over with his bloody axe at Bohuckle and he says, "I think I know how to use it." I will also second wind to top myself
Nice.
up on a little bit of health, which is a D10 plus my fighter level. So, oh my gosh,
Sean, you're on a roll.
I'm rolling too well right now. That didn't need that much health. And then I will run over to this fox who's been accosted by another fox, and I'll say, "I know that foxy muzzle anywhere." Rutherford, finding yourself with ruffians again.
Yeah. He just continues to smile and like give a wink as he like rolls around the tree so that she can't see him anymore, and is like back to the tree, kind of like, looking over his shoulder.
Perfect. Stick there. All right, the bandits are up. They are asleep, so that's it. And the captain, seeing that her two friends are asleep and that she has taken a huge hit from the back, not expecting it, is going to disengage and just run away. She makes it like 30 feet. Bohuckle? You're muted.
Oh,
How embarrassing. I'm gonna run up to that body on the ground.
The dead one?
It's dead? They
This
just spoke a little bit ago.
Oh, the one. Okay, the one. Yes, it's not dead.
the person,
She's
the folks,
The
The
folk,
victim.
the humble
Focus, yeah,
folk.
The
she's
victim.
alive.
Like,
Uh-huh.
oh god, when did that happen? Is she like injured?
She's just kind of been like beaten and held down. She's like, I don't know, maybe bruised, not very injured.
Okay. Well, I'll just be like, let's get you out of here, and I will try and get her moving away. I know the other ones are
Perfect.
running away, but there's still two asleep people. So,
Yep. You can kind of like support her and move her a little bit away.
what kind of
from
business you
the
getting
combat.
yourself into?
I was just trying to.
It's not very responsible of you to wander in the woods alone.
I'm not
Look
responsible.
at the trouble you've got yourself in.
Oh,
Gonna lecture her as I'm trying to get her out of here.
She's offended, but we'll take your help. Mungo.
Yeah, so we will go up to the two sleeping
Mm-hmm.
Mohawks, and I feel like I want to bind them. Like,
Okay,
I don't want
sure.
to attack them, but I do want to tie them up somehow. I'm not sure how to do that, but
Go ahead and make a survival check to just tie some good knots.
oh, not good. Got a 6.
Okay, you successfully tie them both up pretty quick. And you tie some knots. You've tied a knot before.
I've tied a knot before.
Yeah.
It's true. Loots don't tie
Um,
themselves, you know.
Lutes do not tie themselves, and you tie these guys up, and you even tie them together. They're
Yeah,
set.
back to back.
Yeah, back to back. They're good to go. And they're still asleep, so you've got them in a place.
Okay. Great.
All
yeah,
right.
and I think I'll watch over them as they're tied up.
Perfect. Rutherford.
I am going to also move 30 feet and chase after this Vulpin.
She's moved off the road, and this is difficult terrain. By the by.
Oh, wow. Well, does she have something that makes her move faster through difficult terrain?
Sure does.
Good thing I do too.
Oh my gosh.
I think I do. I have something that lets me move faster in the woods. Let me see. When you're not in combat. Shoot. I can move twice as fast when I'm not in combat.
Oh, that's pretty good though.
Just declare that you're not fighting her.
Hey,
I'm taking a break
truce,
that will resume
truce.
shortly.
All right, well then I will run up to kind of like the edge of where that transition is, pull out a dagger, and just throw it at her back.
Perfect. Go for it.
13?
13 misses.
Ugh. I have to go find that dagger now.
You see it it sticks in a tree that she's running by.
Mhm.
It'll be easy to find. Ori.
I will follow suit, but I will run. Yeah, I'll run next to Rutherford, I guess. I'll sort of drop my axe. I probably can't do this. Drop my axe, pull out my crossbow, and take a quick shot.
You can drop your axe. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Dropping, free action. Drawing, not free action.
Well, I will say those Mopok drew their short swords for free.
No,
but...
drawing, you can
yeah.
draw one thing on your turn.
Mhm.
As
Oh.
as a free
Oh, I
action,
see,
but
I
yeah.
Okay. I'll draw my crossbow and I'll ping ping
Perfect.
to
Go
try
for it.
and see if I get a lucky shot at a light crossbow. Whoop.
That'll miss.
Okay.
Yeah, your crossbow bolt does not stick in a tree and it shoots into the distance. Never to be seen again. But it is fine. Okay. Anything else?
Rusty aim. No, it's fine. It's good enough.
Okay. Bandits are still sleeping and are tied up now. The captain will kind of before she disappears behind a tree, she will spin around and kind of wave at you, Rutherford, and she'll be like, ta-ta for now, and then disappear.
Classy.
Classy. Bohuckle?
You're
Anything?
Muted,
Bohuckle,
no.
So you've lost
So
your
quiet
voice.
again.
I lit up like I was talking. That was weird. I think I am just not participating in combat anymore, and I'm
Perfect.
sitting this person down. I'm starting to set up a little camp.
Perfect. Yeah, I think unless anybody has anything super creative, she will have disappeared and you have the two bandits tied up. So we can exit combat, and then if you want to pursue her, I guess you can, but
Now you can move twice as fast.
I think the
now, yeah.
kind of the first thing that Rutherford does is he wipes the blood off of his rapier, and as he's doing this, he turns around and looks Ori in the face, and it was quite a lot better for us when they didn't know they were being followed. So thank you for that. It's very appreciative, Ori. I tap him on the shoulder, and then I go walk over to the Mopok that are tied up.
Look, I got you captives. Shouldn't you be happy for a fox?
Yes, but now they're not going to tell us where they were going. I could have followed
You don't
them.
have a way to make them tell you something? That seems unintelligent from one like you.
I know you
Anyways,
know better than this.
Well, you also didn't finish the job of killing that other one, so now we have another problem on our hands.
Yes, well, how's the civilian? Who is this other bird? You've got
It'll
Mungojerry
be
here,
fine
and
if she
this...
gets sense in her mind and starts eating this porridge. I'm like, already have some porridge and I'm making her eat.
I don't want porridge.
Eat up the
Mungojerry.
porridge! You're
Mungojerry
famished!
is sitting on the side with to the two sleeping Mopoks and a cup of tea, and he's like,
Meet Bohuckle.
"Darling, it's much easier if you just pretend like you want the porridge. Here, have some tea." And he pours her a second cup
It's
of
like
tea.
I don't want some. Oh, this is good tea.
Exactly. But just pretend you're eating the porridge. It'll make your life easier.
Like I said, she'll be fine once she eats. Who are you, strange vulpin in the woods?
Rutherford extends a hand, and I assume Bohuckle shakes it.
Yeah.
So, yes, Rutherford Babington. You... Thank you so much for helping this poor civilian. How are you doing? And Rutherford kneels down and looks at the woman that was knocked over, right?
Yeah, so you see an Allurin, which is not a standard humble folk, but is a little cat person. She's like a lynx kind of person.
Cute.
I know, she's really cute. She has heterochromia, so one of her eyes is green and one of them is yellow. And she has a little backpack on, but most of her wares are on her cart, and she's like a little trader lady. She kind of reaches out to you, and takes a spoonful of porridge, and starts eating, as Bohuckle has tried to get her to do. She says, "Thank you all for protecting me and my cart. That was really close. My name is Eliza. I'm on my way to Alderheart. But I need to stop by Winnowing Reach, and I didn't expect the bandit activity."
What a coincidence. We're going to Alderheart by way of Window Reach.
Well, perfect. What can I accompany you? Or can
If
you
you finish that
accompany me?
porridge.
No problem.
Eliza, tell
We'd
me,
love
tell
to.
me. What were you doing when you were accosted?
Having no sense, that's what she was doing, wandering the woods alone.
Bohuckle, is
Bohuckle,
it...
let her.
Please, let the woman speak.
I was just on my way. I was traveling along the road coming from Mockfields. I picked up some wares there. I'm headed to Winnowing Reach, and I'm gonna stop there and see if they want any of my stuff, and then carry on to Alderheart. But I'm just a traveling merchant. I'm just doing my job.
And
Usually I don't get accosted.
you didn't see anything suspicious? There weren't any more of them?
Not that I saw. They just appeared out of the bushes, kind of like you did, but you're not attacking me.
Yes, well, I've been following them for a few days now.
And you didn't
Well,
stop them when
You
they
just
kicked
let
me
this
to the
happen?
ground?
I was one man against 4 vile bandits. What am I to do? Sometimes the best knowledge
Or he
is
just
knowing when
clicks
you
his
can walk
beak in the
away from the fight.
background.
It sounds like we've all learned a valuable lesson about not wandering the woods alone because we are either ineffective, looks down at her, getting accosted, or just really miserable. Gesturing at Ori.
Yes, well, I think that's a wonderful note about friendship, Bohuckle, yes. Eliza, I do hope those bruises heal quickly. You'll be traveling with us. Just keep your head down. We'll get you through this. And he stands up and he walks over to the two Mapok,
Perfect.
who I assume, based on the previous conversation, have untied their bonds and run away.
No, they're like just waking up from their sleep, so they're like not rubbing their eyes because they're tied up, but
Mhm.
like you can see them like shaking themselves out of it.
I
And
am
like
rubbing
one
their
of them
eyes.
wakes up. One of them wakes up and is like bashing against the other one, trying to wake him up too.
I dagger right up to his forehead. Don't move your head too much, lad. You'll hit this. You don't want to do that.
No,
Like,
I don't
like
want.
smack the other one around the face a little bit just to wake him up.
We ain't telling you anything.
Yeah, see, Ori, this is exactly what I was saying was going to happen.
Well,
You're not
if you
even gonna
can't make them
ask?
say anything. We should
Well.
find someone else who will make them say something. I don't care.
Would you like to try
now,
then?
boys. Now, boys. And he's not talking to the two who are untied. He's talking to the two who are tied. And he goes, you know, I hate to break. Here, give them some tea. And he was like, here, have a sip of this. Now, I don't know if you know, but this one over here, he gestures to Rutherford Babington. He's rather a dangerous fellow, and he's quite unreasonable. And this one over here, he's also a stodgy old fellow, and he's quite unreasonable, and he's really... You don't want to go messing around with either of them. So you better tell old Mungo exactly what it was that you were up to. It'd be so much easier that way. Here, and drink up, have some tea. And he's like pouring tea.
Or he's also looking very intimidating with his bloody
Okay, make a persuasion check, Sarah.
Of course. I know, old Mungo knows you didn't. It wasn't something that you wanted to do. It was, sometimes we find ourselves in straits that we didn't mean to be in. So just fess up and let me know. Let me know exactly what you are up to now, boys. 18.
Nice,
Ooh.
very good. The one that you gave the tea to, I can't drink it because his hands are tied to the other one's hands.
I'm
But it's like-
holding it. I'm like pouring it. Have a sip. No, here you go. Now sip now. Sip now. No. All right. Yes, I'll blow on it a little bit for you. Excellent. Oh yes, there you go. Wet the whistle then.
And he says, "Well, no, you're right. We didn't want to do it. Frey made us do it, but we're just out here trying to survive like everybody else."
But times are hard. Now tell me, who is this Frey now?
Frey's our boss.
He's your boss. She's your boss. Okay.
Yeah.
And are there any more of you out there on the road?
Oh yeah.
How many would that be then?
Oh, lots of us.
Lots of you now. And do you have a home to go to? I mean, like, if we tie these bonds, are you just gonna go back to Frey, or you have somewhere else you would like to be?
What would you like me to say?
I would like you to say that you're a good reformed raccoon now, but
Oh, I'm a good Mapok and I will go home.
but I don't know if I believe you. Is the other one? I would like to compare the two in react. Like, does the other one seem to be supporting the story of the one who's doing the talk?
Make a perception check.
Of course. While I've been feeding the tea, I've also been cutting significant glances over. 5.
No, but see, it's red.
What does that mean?
Which means you rolled a 1. A
Oh,
critical
yay!
failure.
I failed.
Ones don't mean
Critically.
that. Ones don't actually mean critical failure, except in combat, which they do. But a skill check, you can't.
Just
actually
normally
crit-
they also
yeah.
do and
Just-
mean it out of combat too.
It is the lowest you can roll. The other one seems to be like nodding along, and is kind of like you get scooting just to like try to look at everybody, and kind of like participate a little. I don't know, on the side as well. Is like nodding and making like affirmative noises and like yes, yes, we're good. We'll go home.
If we let them go, will it endanger us? I guess is kind of like the question that I really want to know.
They will make a deal with you that if you let them go, they will not attack you.
I'm not
Yeah.
really worried about them attacking.
Yeah, and that they won't like give away like our position or like sell us out or anything.
Oh, I mean, Frey already knows you're here. She just saw you, so she's the one you have to worry about.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
well,
true.
we might be finding her later, so.
Yeah. Well, you see, boys, now I've had enough of killing for the afternoon at least. Do you think you could do us a favor and just, run along and not be stealing things at least for the day, or
Mungojerry, we
revealing our
can't just be
location?
letting bandits go.
But look, they're such nice lads.
We
They're
are
really
such
not.
nice lads, and they've
Fuck
untied
nice.
themselves and they stand up and they're like, "We're so good. We'll just be
They're
on
like
our
little
way."
kids. Ori's like puts his axe out and is like, no.
The nice Gallus just made a deal with us.
How far is it to winnowing reach, and does it have a jail?
How far is it? That's a good question. Maybe like a day. And if you're traveling with Eliza, you're gonna have the cart, so it's gonna take longer. Does it
Okay,
have a
boys.
jail? I can get you that answer also in a second.
It
See-
at least has an inn and a B&B, so we can turn a room into a
So
jail.
a
Particular
jail
and
is
maybe a
Ah,
is
there is in fact a jail.
is not a jail but a
Oh.
B&B.
Yep. See, Ori,
A
this
BB
is
for
the
those who don't want
problem
to be there.
with your technique here and your style. What are we going to march with them for a day and a half?
How big is the cart?
Hmm. She pulls it. It's like a little
Oh.
hand cart, but it's like chock full of boxes and books and all kinds of stuff.
Rutherford, I refuse to be lectured by someone that won't help a woman in need. So shut your maw.
Rutherford tuts a little bit and like turns around and whisks his tail, flicks it back and forth.
Ori lifts his axe. He says, "Be on your way, but know that the forest is always watching."
At least make them leave their weapons.
They'll just get new ones. But if you insist.
Just a suggestion.
Swords. Ground. Now.
They were archers.
Oh. Did they also have swords, though?
They also have swords.
Okay.
And bows. Free shit,
You want
though?
all of our stuff?
Hell yeah.
How are we supposed to defend ourselves?
Against what, you bandits?
There's other things on the road. The ember bats.
There's ember bat. There shouldn't be ember bats this
I
far.
don't think you would stand a chance against them anyway.
Yeah, probably not. Anyway, I think an ember bat is the least of your worries.
Running
good at-
is your
Yeah, you can run and you can hide. That seems good enough to me.
Okay, mister. I guess here's our stuff, and they'll like throw it on the ground.
Don't look so disappointed.
You're taking all of our stuff.
This probably wasn't yours to begin with.
You're right. And I run away.
Perfect.
Mungojerry,
day.
it's been so long.
Old Rutherford Babington. What are you doing out this way?
Well, I was following Frey.
Well, she probably left a trail of blood, so we can still follow her.
Well, yes, but what are we going to do? Leave this poor woman with the cart? No, I don't think so. She's gotten away for 20 years. I don't see why she would continue to be any different. This is
With
just
you on
another
the
day.
job.
What? You're heading to
Winnowing
the
Reach.
Alderwood? What's going on in the Alderwood?
Alderheart.
Alderheart, even.
Well, nothing's going on. That's where I make the most money. That's where the council is, and
And you all?
We got to deliver
Oh.
a message to Alderheart.
Takes 3 of
There's
you to
real
deliver
bad
a
news.
message? Oh, what's the
There's
bad
real-
news,
There's
Mungojerry?
real bad news. Yeah. Well, you see, Ash Barrow was completely burned down. There's a fire in the forest.
Hmm.
Well, there's always a fire. It's the
Bigger
we're
now.
burning grove, scorching grove. But there's a spread in the town is gone, so we got to
Well,
bring news to the.
That is a
council, I guess.
shame. Hmm.
Whole
When
town
was this?
in Ash.
A couple of days past.
You see that big plume of smoke?
Yeah, it's not
I
too
was
far.
wondering about that, yes. Interesting. Well, I suppose it's important news to get back to the perch guard. Shall we be leaving then?
Does Rutherford work for the Perch Guard? Who does he work for again?
He's an independent contractor.
Can I, while Eliza is eating her porridge
Yeah.
under my watchful eye, I want to bandage her up real good so that she's not going to slow us down too much. And like make sure she
She's
can
that
walk.
hurt.
okay, sure. Make a medicine check.
Oh my god.
Wow.
A natural
guys.
one.
Perfect.
Dickens, what's going on?
She really doesn't seem to be injured. She can walk.
Okay.
But she like finishes your porridge and gets up and like starts prepping her cart and stuff. And you can tell she's gonna be very slow with this cart.
That's fine.
So, like, not because she's hurt, just because she's slow.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Ori will take the cart if need be. Ori will
Great.
also start taking care of that body.
What are you doing with the body?
I think either digging a shallow grave or doing like a rock cairn sort of thing, real quick.
Okay.
Real quick. Probably gonna take a little while, but
Real quick. Well, make an athletics check.
sure thing.
Perfect.
21.
Yeah. Pretty quick. You all watch Ori kind of like prep a nice shallow grave and like build a nice little rock cairn like on top of the shallow grave that he puts the body in. And he does it with extreme prowess. Like he's done this many times before.
You do that often.
All bodies deserve respect. All
Yeah,
folks deserve respect in the after.
Wow, how much practice are you getting though?
He did
Enough.
kill that boar now. I admit.
Oh, there was a board now.
there was a boar.
There was a boar.
All right.
Okay.
Are y'all carrying on with Eliza?
I think
Mhm.
we are.
Okay. It'll take her a while, like, I don't know. She probably moves at like half speed. So if you want to push the cart, you can go faster. Somebody wants to try to do that. Otherwise, if you are okay with going slow, then you'll just camp like a third of the way there.
Ori wants to go faster. He'll
Yeah.
bring the cart.
Okay. Roll and make another athletics check. Nice. Yeah. This cart, I mean, Eliza is weak and slow. This cart is fairly heavy, but you manage it with no problem.
She's weak and slow, and
She's
she
weak and
still
slow.
thinks a cart is the best way to bring her goods everywhere.
Are you pushing it from behind? Like, how do you think you're pushing the cart?
That's the
I
thing.
have
She
no
was pushing
idea.
it from behind, and Ori is dragging it behind him, which is clearly the way the cart was designed to be
Clearly,
used.
yeah.
Yeah. She's been making furrows in the earth the entire time. Little stops on
You
the
can
front.
see she's like worn furrows over
God.
multiple trips.
Those are her. She thought those were her wheel tracks. They're not.
Perfect. You make it like a day in. You're almost to Winnowing Reach.
I want to talk to Babington
Yeah, go for it.
as we're walking.
Mhm.
I assume you're like in and out of the woods. I catch you on a time when you're.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely off to the side of the road. He is not walking down the main stretch. And whenever there's an opportunity to be in shadows, he is kind of doing that and just very, very aware of his surroundings at all times.
Well, why don't you come over here?
Well, I like the shade, the secrecy. It's a little bit easier to run away if something happens, don't you know?
Okay, I'll walk up to you then.
See, isn't this so much nicer? Look at how much more you can see from over here. If somebody comes from the other side of the woods, you know faster.
You're just not in a good place if you're constantly thinking about being attacked, are you?
You don't spend a lot of time on the road, do you?
Not once. Anyway, so how old are you?
Yeah, so you look at Rutherford, and he is a middle-aged Vulpin. I mean, he's got graying around the ears. His tail is mostly gray, and you can tell he's spent a lot of time on the road. 57 last year.
Does he look his stated age? 50? Does he look like a 57-year-old Vulpin?
Yeah.
Okay. No. Oh, quite a career just running around.
But
the
you're
woods.
not as old as old Mungo.
Nobody's as old as old Mungo, of course not.
Except
What are
for
you-
those that are older than old Mungo.
What was your plan with those ones? You just gonna follow them?
Yes, well, see, I've been trying to find where they've been working out of for the most, I don't know, last 3 months or so. I finally got a good bead on them and was able to think we were close to something, but c'est la
Then
vie.
what? If you're gonna
This
take the
happened.
4 of them, how are you gonna take the whole lot of them?
Well, if I know where they're at, I can come up with a plan.
All on your own?
Not necessarily. There's the Purge Guard. I have friends. They're bandits. They can be bribed as well.
Do you have the bribe money? I'm just trying to think through your plan.
Sure, yes. Let me put it to you this way. Okay, those two Mopok, did they seem like the brightest fellows?
No.
It'd be pretty easy to trick them into doing something that doesn't actually work out in their favor now, wouldn't it?
But that other one, she seemed pretty quick-witted.
And that's exactly why I'm going after her. She's the real threat. She's the one we should care about.
Unfortunately, she got away then.
Yes, quite so. It's a shame she's so fast in the woods. I hate the thistles.
How do you know her?
Oh, we go back a long ways. We've been playing cat and mouse for a while.
They're both Vulpin.
We've been playing Canine and Canine for a while.
Ah, classic game. Okay.
And what about you? You look
Well,
a lot
I'm-
like Mungojerry, don't you?
That's all in the eyes.
He looks exactly like me. When I was
I'm,
young.
I'm
Yes.
but I'm the healer of a town that doesn't exist anymore, so
Sounds like you need some healing yourself then. How's this going for you? Is this I've lost family and friends before. You seem to be
it's
adjusted
sort of
well.
everyone I know and my whole home and everything I had going for me is gone just like that. So I don't think I've adjusted to it at all, really.
I see. Yes, it's the blind denial and
I'm
desperation
just putting
stage.
one foot in front of the other and seeing what's gonna happen. I just
Yes.
sought out the one person I know, Uncle Mungo, and I found him quite quick. So thanks for looking up.
Well,
Eggs are eggs wherever you go.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right. Sure as eggs is eggs.
just make sure that you're ready for when you fall down. It's coming.
Oh, I'll leave the shadows and rejoin the group.
I feel
Oh,
like
he's like, he may talk more, but I think I might actually be better company.
while this is happening, and I mean,
Mhm.
Mungo is trying to be part of like every conversation.
Yeah.
But he also wants to talk to Eliza.
Yeah.
And just like get a sense of like where she winnowing reach and like where she stays usually and like what to expect of the town.
Yeah. You've probably been to Winnowing Reach before,
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fairly large-ish town. They've got like an actual magistrate and an apothecary and a little library. And the Wrangler's Rest is their like inn and tavern. Um, like combined building that they have. So that's where she normally stays, and she usually like sets up her cart and her plan. She's like, "Oh, my plan is to just restock, see if the library has any books that would be interesting for Alderheart,
Mm.
and yeah, just offer some of my wares. I have some small magic items, all good stuff. You wouldn't be in the market for some new goods,
Tea?
would you? I don't sell tea.
You
I'm
don't carry
sorry.
any tea then. Oh,
I'm not a tea merchant.
well, do
I'm
you
an
know one?
assorted goods merchant.
Well, what kind of goods are tea? What kind of assorted goods don't count tea in there?
Neither a good nor assorted, apparently.
Tea is the only good. Tea is the highest good, in fact, I would say. um, okay, yeah, no. So Mungo is not really interested in her wares, but what does, just out of curiosity, what does she sell?
Oh, she like you ask her what she sells, and she's like, "Well, actually, like it's all in these boxes, and I kind of I don't remember what things I have unless I see them. So I really need to unpack my boxes, and then I'll know what I have. But I've got good stuff, I can tell you that."
Sorry, what?
That's
What?
not suspicious at all.
This is a great business plan.
No concept
Mungo-
of inventory at all.
Mungo is
What is that
100
called when you forget something exists?
Oh, it's
Object
permanence.
permanence?
Yeah, she does not have object permanence.
I don't like that.
Mungo is 100% nosy enough that when they take a rest at night, he is going to open every box.
See, I was gonna say Rutherford is going to sneakily investigate every box.
No, he is going to say, "Well, I'll help you with that, dear," and I'll, he's like, "I will, we can go through it together, and I'll tell you what you have."
Oh, I
And
don't
then-
need to inventory. I'll like unpack everything, and then I'll be able to see it, so I'll know what I have.
So you unpack it every time, and you forget every time.
Yes.
It's fascinating. Oh.
Is
So
there
she doesn't.
something wrong with that?
It's just no. It of course not. Why would? It's just very unusual, in a superpower kind of way.
Where I'm from is normal.
Where are you from then?
Where's she from?
Doesn't remember. Doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. She's not there. She is from somewhere. Oh, the lands beyond Humblewood.
Ah,
The lands beyond.
It doesn't have a name.
That explains
She's
everything.
just not from here.
I guess, and so Mungo will be like, okay, and he'll like segue as they're walking. He'll just be like, tell me about where you're from because he wants to know. Like he'll be like, tell me about the lands beyond Humblewood.
Yeah.
Kind of like fade into them walking, like walking
Yeah.
until camp.
She
kind of a
tells you
thing.
about like they have a lot of tropical and like tropical that kind of transitions to desert, that transitions to like I don't know, ocean. Like it's more I don't know.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Mungo's like, no, trees then.
Yeah, it's not temperate. It's like they have different weather than
Mm.
here. So like she's never seen snow before she came here, and now she like tramps through the snow in the winter to still sell her goods places, and like she thinks it's very magical.
Cute. She's adorable. Love her. We'll make her tea and show her that it's the best thing in the world and it is the highest good. She should sell it.
She might, she just doesn't know.
She might. She just might.
She just might. So yeah, I feel like Mungo has nothing to do until camping and
Perfect. Yeah. You make it to camp. You find kind of a good place to set up. One thing that you do notice as you're making your way to Winnowing Reach, there are swamplands on your right side, as you're traveling, and there's like grassland on your left. And as you're kind of making your way towards Winnowing Reach, the grassland has turned from like lush green to kind of like desiccated tan brown colors. And that's where you end up camping for the night.
So as we get further away from the source of the fire, things seem dry and dead.
Correct.
Interesting. The only thing that Rutherford has for the night is we are absolutely rummaging through those boxes.
Yep. She has all sorts of stuff. Like I can't even name everything that she has. She has like a knickknack here, and like you find like a little satchel of like tea bags, and you find like some weapons and some armor and like some like amulets and magic item rings and like light. I don't know. There's a box just like that has like a cloak in it and some boots in it, and some of them look magic and like nice and elaborately decorated and stuff.
Mhm.
And there's some books, and the books cover like all different kinds of topics. Like if you were to name something, there's like a 50-50 chance that she has it.
Okay. Does any of it seem suspicious, or there'd be a reason she's not remembering what she has, or is it really just a scatterbrained trader traveler?
No, I mean, she has like I don't know. There's a box that has like a couple of healing potions and a couple of poison like vials and like alchemical things.
Mhm.
And then there's like the box of books maybe has like a book on I don't know necromancy in Humblewood or something. But then there's also books on like everything else, so it doesn't seem like purposefully malicious.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
just seems like a complete inventory.
Interesting. Okay.
Hey, Rutherford, is there anything there on fires? Fire magic? Anything?
I'll
Brown turning
investigate
desiccated
for
grass.
fire magic and or
Roll an
desiccated things.
investigation.
Mungojerry's just backseat rummaging.
25.
Backseat rummaging.
There
Oh my
is
gosh.
a book on fire magic. I mean, really, there's a book on like evocation, and you can see that it has like a couple. It's like maybe it's like the beginning of a wizard spell book, and it has like scorching ray, and it's got like other spells in it that are not fire based. But it's got a couple fire spells, and then they're like notated about how to cast it, and like what the casting ritual needs and what you need as components and things like that. And then
Mhm.
he's like sketched out some other ideas on spells that might be able to be invented in the future. and some of those are fire, but nothing like. It's all just speculative.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Rutherford will just like casually hand it over his shoulder as he's looking at other things to Mungo.
Mungo is like, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Bohuckle. What do
While
you
they're
got?
rummaging,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to slip away into the woods
Yep.
for just a little bit.
Sure. Go for it. Does anybody care?
I think
I
Rutherford.
specifically did this while you were rummaging.
That's
Connor
true,
can
but
make a perception with
Yeah.
disadvantage.
I can't just use my
Sorry,
passive
Say it
perception.
again. You're trying to slip into the woods?
I'm just stepping into the woods. You know, sometimes a Gallus gotta mind their own business, you know?
The swampy woods or the like desiccated woods?
Oh, well, you give me such a good choice.
Do you want wet or dry?
A swampy for
Swamp.
sure.
Okay, swampy woods.
Swampy.
Oh my gosh.
Sucks to be you, Logan. I got an 18 and a 19 plus 2.
Roll stealth.
No, I think Ori doesn't care about Bohuckle at the moment. He's actually probably more interested in Rutherford.
Oh,
Oh, dang.
I just want them to sneak. I want one to follow the other to follow the other. It's like
Mhm.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
all-
yeah, yeah.
Just a chain.
Alright.
Well,
of-
Mungo is like putting his feet up by the fire and is like, they'll all come back.
So
Eventually.
Rutherford, you're rummaging and you hand this book to Mungojerry, and as you're like handing it back and looking, you kind of just see like the tail feathers of Bohuckle disappearing into the swamp.
it could be anyone's blue tail.
It could
feather.
be
Anybody's blue tail
anyone's.
feathers.
I like just like Uncle Mungo. It could have been him.
His aren't red at all. Okay, well I make a note of that, and I'll give it a couple of minutes, and then probably say something to Mungojerry.
I think you're gone for a while, right?
Maybe like 10 or so minutes.
Yeah.
While I'm looking at this book,
Uh-huh.
can I see if it says anything about spirits? Like,
Make a Arcana check.
yeah, of course I want to make an Arcana check. Yeah, I like want to know about the spirits and how they work and all that
You can learn
jazz.
sorcery wise again.
15.
15. The book does not mention spirits. And I think maybe it does mention spirits, but specifically debunking that spirits exist. It's like clerics cast magic because the Amaranthine has given them powers. So like Ardea exists and all the other gods like the pantheon. That's how clerics cast their magic. Wizards cast their magic through studies. Sorcerers just are born like gifted with magic powers. Druids get their powers from nature, but there's not like nature spirits. That's not a thing.
Yeah, it's like only gods and that's that.
Yeah.
Gods
And that's what the page is like working through the like logic of that. Like spirits can't exist because this is how all of these things work and there's no place for like we would know if the spirits existed. But
Mungojerry clucks his beak and is like, I don't know if this guy knows what he's talking about, but okay. Great. That's Mungojerry by the fire clucking disapprovingly at this fire magic book. And whenever Eliza like looks over, he's just like because she doesn't remember she has it. So he just hides it a little bit so she can't see it.
The
Oh.
easiest person to steal from ever. Does not know her inventory at all. How many boxes? No idea. I went to sleep. I can't see them.
Perfect. Rutherford, are you doing anything with the Bohuckle information?
I'll tell Mungo. I think the way he'll phrase it is like he'll ask Mungojerry. So that nephew of yours, he's peculiar. Does he disappear often?
Disappeared.
Yes. Well, do you see him around right now?
She also has
Mungo,
object permanence issues.
He's just going about for a little bit of stroll. Gallus needs alone time every now and then, don't you know? He's like,
Doesn't
yeah,
sound
That
right.
sounds fake.
No, Mungo will be like, he's always needed a little bit of time to himself. He'll be back, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure he will be.
This is the first time I've seen him in 22 years.
And he already can't stand your presence? He needs to take a break?
Rutherford, now it's too early to be giving me compliments. And he's just gonna be like, what Mungo will say is that he'll just kind of like he won't say that it's totally unheard of.
Mhm.
Basically, he'll be like, yes, my nephew is wonderful and maybe a little strange, but he'll come back and it'll be fine.
Of course, of course.
And you
Do I
never
know
saw him
exactly what
again.
it's about? No. But Julie, your concern is noted.
That's all I
Perfect.
had for
Ori,
the night
do
then.
you have anything to do in the night, or?
No, I mean, no, probably not.
Okay.
Camp.
I make everyone dinner. It is very good. I can summon a stone hearth at will and just make food.
Ooh.
That sounds
Wait,
What do you
lovely.
make?
why did you have to find someplace to boil water for tea?
We weren't traveling together.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
I
did
just
not live in luxury until
I have a
now.
stone pot and I hold it out and then I drop it and by the time it lands there's a roaring fire on a stone hearth. And I make
What?
everyone the best porridge they've ever had in their life.
It's
Porridge.
all porridge.
What
All
happens
the
when
way
you run out of
porridge.
barley?
That's the end of an era.
It's true.
It's true.
Rest in peace. Barley porridge.
Barley porridge. Oh, goodness.
Barley porridge is the friends we made along the
Ori
way.
pours a little out.
Yeah.
Pour one out for barley porridge.
Pour it out.
Fantastic. All right, we will call it there for the night. And pick up there next week. As you all head to Winnowing Reach. Fun. Thank you for joining us with our crazy new characters. We're planning on doing this campaign, which goes from like levels 1 to 5, so it shouldn't be super long. But it'll be a fun journey. Lots of fun places to visit and lots of fun NPCs. So thanks for joining us and have a good night. Bye.
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 Bye.